right, welcome to another episode of the SVT. I don't know why I'm doing that voice. I thought it was kind of fun for a hot second, though. Welcome to another episode of the SVT Sports Podcast. I am in the driver's seat today. My name is Vince. I'm hanging with Sam and Tyler. How's it going, fellas?
What's up, guys?
How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Shiny.
Doing good.
You see that scoreboard on Thursday? I'm doing just fine. Tim, how's it going, buddy?
It's going good. Yeah, just hanging
Right
out.
on.
Let's talk some sports, right?
That's right. Okay, so
Says the guy who knows.
Who knows nothing about
Let's
sports?
talk sports, guys.
Hey,
the sports ball so fucking hard right now.
hey, I'm your guys' hype
think
man.
Vince
Come
just-
on.
Vince just broke the record of profanity used. How quickly we got to
quickest F-bomb.
profanity.
Yeah, quickest F-bomb since
It's like
definitely since we switched to YouTube to the live stream for sure.
it was literally like 90 seconds in.
Yeah.
If that, if 90 seconds, yeah. Good work, Vince. Congratulations. I knew
We,
you could do it.
we will have a trophy for you.
That's
It'll be
right.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll cherish this moment for never. Okay, so you know what? NFL is king. Let's not beat around the bush. We're gonna go ahead and just dive into some of these scores. Hey, Vince, want to read those scores? Yeah, Vince, let's do it.
Good job, Vince.
All right. The Colts beat the Ravens 22 to 19 in overtime. I saw a little bit of that game. That was kind of disappointing for the Ravens. You know, it was not fun. The Lions end up beating the Falcons 20-6. That was kind of a snore fest, but Detroit gets the job done. The Dolphins absolutely destroy the shit out of the Broncos 70-20. We'll come back, circle back to that in just a second.
No matter how
kinda-
bad you have it as a Raider fan,
Yeah.
there's the
Oh.
Broncos.
Yeah, at least Broncos country, let's ride into a goddamn ditch. Okay. Chargers beat the Vikings 28-24. That one was back and forth. That was a lot of fun. And the Chargers get their first win on the season. The Vikings, they were the NFC North champs. They're now 0-3. So the Packers win against the Saints 18-17. They get the job done. It was like last minute scoring. Jordan Love showed up finally a little bit at the end there. It was kind of an ugly game, but they still got the job done. The Bills beat the Commanders 37-3 in a game that was not that close. That was the blowout of the week right up until the Dolphins kept scoring against the Broncos. So yeah, just really one-sided, and that was not a lot of fun if you played against the Bills fantasy in fantasy.
It didn't have like 30 points or something like that. In fantasy?
32, 33, something like that. I was playing against them. I should know. Yeah, it was bad. The Browns beat the Titans 27-3. The Titans just they stop the run, but then that's it. That's all they do. They can't do anything else. So the Browns, I mean, that new guy Jerome Ford, he had 2 touchdowns, but those were like passing touchdowns, and he only had like 18 yards rushing. So you know, we'll see how that goes. The Patriots beat the Jets 15-10. That's another snooze fest, boring one, but the Jets can't get anything done, and I think that the entire team might walk out if Zach Wilson throws another pass, I guess, for the team. I don't know what I'm trying to say, man. Kind of ran out of steam there.
If he throws
Houston,
if he throws another pass in the NFL, they
he's
don't want
done.
him just off the team. They want him out the league.
That's right. Like
no one should have to suffer through this.
He ends up being the 3rd string quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he still finds the field. That's it. The Jets are just gonna walk off. Like, it's bad, man. Speaking of which, the Texans beat the Jaguars 37-17. The Jaguars, I don't know what the hell's going on there, man. It's just they need to figure it out, because that's a very winnable division, and now Houston is on the board with their first win of the year. Seahawks beat the Panthers 37-27. I don't have much to say about that one. I didn't watch it. Chiefs over the Bears 41-10. We'll get into the big news in that one in a second. Cardinals beat the Cowboys. How about them fraud boys? 28-16. Wow.
Hold on. Before we jump into our teams here, I just want to say Walker is one of the top running backs in the league, and he made himself cemented in that Seahawks Panthers game, because you said you didn't have much on it. I did watch the whole game.
Well, good for you. Yeah. I couldn't bring myself to do it. So games that are happening right now on Monday Night Football: Bengals and Rams. I'm looking over my shoulder. The Rams are up 3-0, and that brings us to our teams. Sam, do you want to go first with the Raiders?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
let's do it. Okay, 23-18. You lose on Sunday Night Football to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jimmy G was not very good, and he threw that pick, and I don't know. He got the happy feed. Go ahead.
Honestly, the way I feel about the whole thing is, it's completely Josh McDaniels' fault. Like I was not excited for the hire. Gave him the benefit of the doubt, but the offense, who do they have? Who's their starting wide receiver, guys? They got Devontae
Adams.
I mean, he's arguably what? Top 2, top 3.
He's top 3, maybe top 5 in a down year, you know?
Right. You have Hunter Renfrow, who went to the Pro Bowl just a couple of seasons ago, his nickname was the slot machine, because he was just running that role. Like, he was doing great as that slot receiver spot. You bring in your guy, Jacoby Myers, who seems to be picking.
He looks pretty good.
Pretty good. You don't have any targets to Renfrow. You got hardly any targets to your tight ends. I don't know what's going on with Josh Jacobs. It's like they just can't run the ball whatsoever. The offense just looks horrible. And Josh McDaniels is considered an offensive guru. He's supposed to be, from everything we've been sold, is Josh McDaniels is supposed to be like Shanahan when he was an offensive coordinator. Like, that's what people say. Oh, you're going to get a well-coached offense. You're going to have a well-coached team. They don't look very well-coached. Like, they don't look good. And I think there's better talent than what we're seeing. Like, this is the calls to close the game last night. You go for the touchdown.
Yeah, who's kicking a field goal? That's
for
a
the touchdown
call. Oh my god!
Because even if you go for the touchdown, you have to go for the 2, because now you're tied. Okay, the game is tied. So you hope you get the ball back and you win it on a field goal, or you get the ball back and you're able to score a touchdown. Either way, you want to get the ball back and score, at the end of regulation, because it was like, what, less than 2 minutes when Pittsburgh got the ball back. So you go for the touchdown, and you're putting your offense in a position where if you only have, say, 15 seconds, 10 seconds, 5 seconds, you got maybe like one pass, and then you got to get a field goal off, right? So even if you miss the 2-point conversion, the field goal ties the game. So just the mismanagement of the end of the game just doesn't make any sense, to take the field goal and then put your defense, who, it's the worst third down defense I've ever seen in my life. Like, I cannot understand why the Raiders can never, ever just like accidentally stop a third and long. It just seems like the third down, the fourth down, they're just not a very good third down team. But I put this all on coaching. I really do. There is some decent talent. I'm not saying this is a Super Bowl team, but that game was there for the taking last night. And I can understand Buffalo. You're in Buffalo, East Coast, and Buffalo's a Super Bowl contender, as you know. Josh Allen is supposed to be an MVP caliber quarterback. So I get that one. This team should be 2-1 right now. I'm not impressed with McDaniels. I'm not impressed with this front office. I'm still confused as to what is going on with Chandler Jones. I think that needs to be explained. I just have we were joking about it last week when we were talking about Josh McDaniels, and he's suspect. Like, he's a suspicious person. I just don't trust anything that comes from this guy. And I don't think he's going to be head coach material, guys. Like, I think the Raiders really need to pull the plug as soon as possible. And I don't know if this is a hot take, but I think at this point, as a still a Raider fan, is you got to go after Harbaugh next year. Like, you got to get somebody who can win some games. And I know Harbaugh wears you out after a couple of years, but he's gotten Michigan to prominence. He had the 49ers to prominence. Everywhere he's went, Stanford, San Diego, he's gotten them to a contender. And at this point, like, that's what the Raiders need. You just need something to get it on the right track in 2 to 3 years. And Harbaugh's great at that. But McDaniels, he's got to go. This Patriot thing is not working. It needs to stop now.
Well, you've got players that are apparently come out and saying that they're tired of playing the Patriot way and they're tired of not having fun and they want to win again and have fun again. So clearly he's already made the locker room dysfunctional, and he's only been there for what, 2 years?
Yeah, he needs to go, man.
Yeah, it's just a mess.
I mean, yeah, I can't even go on anymore. That's my take.
Okay. No, that's totally fair.
Because I could talk about this for 12 hours on what's wrong.
Right. Yeah.
Because it's a mess. It's a mess.
Absolutely. Just wanted to point out Jimmy G is in concussion protocol now. Thanks for the
AOC time,
Dad. It's time for Aiden O'Connell. Gonna strap it up probably because the way the concussion protocol works now, like if he's not practicing by Friday, he's definitely going to be out. So
right,
and he won't get a chance to practice until Friday at the earliest. So it's sort of a one shot at this. We'll see how it goes from here. So that brings it to me. The 49ers played on Thursday night. They won 30-12 against the New York Giants, and that was another one that was it ended up being the Niners handily winning, obviously. And like, even though the score earlier was a lot closer, just there was no doubt in my mind. They kind of had control, and they just they were kicking a couple more field goals instead of scoring touchdowns, and I liked. Brock Purdy was catching a lot of heat after the game, and I think like it's weird. Like, everybody wants to have the defining take. They want to be like, this is what he is. He's not going to be any better than this, or he's the absolute best fucking thing on the planet. What are you talking about? I'm like, and really the truth is somewhere in the middle, right? I mean, he's a young quarterback. He's only played, like, I think it's 8 total games now, 9 games, including playoffs, something like that. He's won basically every time he's finished a game.
Yep.
So, and he's played pretty well. He's played better than, I think if you want to talk about, I think Colin Kaepernick in his first year, that was the last time we had a quarterback playing this well,
Wow.
I mean,
Colin Kaepernick.
If you think about it, like, Colin Kaepernick came in on fucking fire, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, people get all pissed off about all the other extracurricular stuff with him, and they can go fuck themselves, but that's another story entirely. But he was absolutely daggers, and he got the Niners to a Super Bowl. And Brock Purdy he's throwing 2 touchdowns. He's getting a win, and he's getting us 30 points every game. The Niners are good for 30. You can put it on the fucking board every time. And it's not the defense doing the scoring. It's him leading drives down the field. And I mean, it certainly helps having Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel. They didn't have Ayuk this last week, so George Kittle actually went off as well. I mean, there's just plenty of weapons for him. If somebody goes down, there's still somebody else, another monster to take over if somebody goes down. So, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to complain about the Niners winning a little sloppy. So I
got a couple off the cuff questions for you though, Vince,
okay.
as the 49er guy.
Yeah.
Is if the roles were swapped
Okay.
of Josh McDaniels and Kyle Shanahan, what would be the Raiders and what would be the 49ers?
Exact same roster, but
exactly what the
exact
Raiders
same
have,
roster, but like swapped.
Just the coaches
Just the coaches are
and
swapping.
coaching staff. Let's
right,
say.
and the staff that goes with it. I think the Niners are probably still 3-0, although it's probably not 30 points a game. I think they're probably winning because of a stronger defense. And I mean, they might have ended up losing that Rams game last game in week 2. They might still win it. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of tough to know for sure. I still think they're definitely 2-1, probably still 3-0, but it's a lot uglier. I'll say that.
Yeah.
It's probably still uglier. As for the Raiders, I think you got at least one more win than you currently have.
Yeah.
I mean,
If McDaniels was the 49ers head coach, Debo Samuel would have been traded by now. That trade would have went through.
That's exactly
That's-
where I was going, Tyler. That's
yeah.
exactly
That trade
where
would've
I
went
was
through.
going.
yeah,
Is
probably.
that-
Would not want to play for him.
Yeah.
Is that it just seems like Shanahan connects with his team.
Mhm.
McDaniel in Miami connects with his team.
Yep.
I think that's kind of the new wave of these coaches is that like you see these guys that aren't these rah type of coaches and they didn't play in the league. Like McDaniel's a pretty small guy, right? And then you listen to the press conference of Shanahan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't see, how are these guys going to stand in front of a group of people and talk to them and connect with them and coach football? And somehow they're connecting, and Josh McDaniels doesn't connect. And with Purdy, there's a quarterback executing perfectly that offense. This is like Brock Purdy is in the Kyle Shanahan era, who's the best performing quarterback in the number of games that Purdy is Brock Purdy has played.
Well, I mean, Jimmy's had more time. He had a lot more games to do it. So like in terms of sheer number of games.
No, I'm saying
yeah.
like Brock's first 10 games?
Yeah. I mean
versus
Jimmy, when he came in 2017 in Kyle's first year, he won those first 5 games, and that basically took. I mean, the Niners had 0 wins before that. They ended up going 6-10 or whatever the hell it was, 5-11. And then
this is the best Kyle Shanahan offense, 49er offense.
Oh yeah, this is the best it's
7
working
years
at
that he's
its
been here.
best at the moment, and
yeah.
And it's not necessarily Brock, I think, that unlocks it. It's Christian McCaffrey that was like the skeleton key.
I think
that,
Christian
truly
McCaffrey, and then
unlocked
also
it.
too that you got guys that are 3 years into this playbook,
Mhm.
so it's a lot easier to be able to translate what you're saying and have it actually happen on the field.
Right. What's up,
Yeah.
Daniel? In the chat today. Same with my dad. What's up? Yeah. So it's so nice to be on this side of it. Like the Niners were dog shit for like 2 decades, basically, with the exception of that like 3 years Harbaugh span. So it's nice to be on the other side of that right now. And they're playing well. They just extended both Shanahan and the general manager John Lynch. So they haven't released the details of that yet. I don't know, so I don't know if it was a 4-year extension, 5-year extension. I don't know. Nobody really knows that as of right now, but it just goes to show you and you hear a couple of fans that are like, well, if they don't win the whole thing this year, it's time to move on. Go fuck yourself, man. This is continued sustained success in the NFL, a league which is designed to make sure you can't have sustained success for a long time. They may not have gotten the last little bit of it, like winning the Super Bowl, but they've been to 2 of them. They've been to 3 of the last 4 NFC title games. They're consistently in it to win it every year. And I'll take that. Like, sometimes things just don't bounce your way, and sooner or later, either they will bounce your way or, you'll have to end up tearing it down,
Yep.
So right now they keep winning. They deserve to stay here as long as they are continuing to perform. So, anybody that's pissed off about not winning the whole Super Bowl, it's been almost 30 years since the last time the Niners won the Super Bowl. The 94 season. It was won in January 1995. That was Steve Young. That was almost 30 years ago. it's time to it's time to stop holding to like the highest standard, Super Bowl or bust. We get that that's the goal. You do want to win the Super Bowl. You want to be there. But if you're consistently going 6-10 or 6-11 now, 7-10, you know, if you're just hanging around a little bit below 500 or hell, even a little bit above 500, you're not going to be able to get there. Like, give me the last 4 years that the Niners had. I'll take that every time.
Right.
Instead of
Absolutely.
mediocre or worse.
Yeah. Let's get Tyler involved.
Yeah,
and,
I mean,
talk about the Eagles.
So yeah, let's. I mean, I turn around and the Eagles are at commercial. So
we're at halftime. They're currently up right now. They're up 10-3.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 13-3.
13-3. Yeah.
Baker's already thrown a pick, so
Okay.
which is great for me. I would think that this is a get right game. We have a lot of players that have come back from injuries, so it's great to have some of that back. I feel like the Patriots and the Vikings were always just a grueling game to begin with. Patriots defense has proven that they're pretty damn good. Vikings offense has also proved that they're pretty damn good. So I'm glad to get this game. This game feels good, and then we play the Commanders next week. So I'm looking forward to it. So obviously we're games at halftime, so we don't know the final scores. I can only tell you from what I've seen so much of this halftime that, you know, the offense looks to be kind of getting things together. Defensively, we're kind of giving up stuff, but I think with the Tampa's run game, we're probably giving up shortage anyways. So we just, you know, we're playing to not get beat up over the top. So yeah, we'll see. Still another half to go, but I love being up 10, so I'll take that.
Yeah.
I think.
And let me take a guess. You like your coach. Let me point. Do you like?
Let me tell you something. In the past 7 years, there's only one coach that the Eagles have had that Vince can also agree with could go fuck himself.
Chip.
Yeah, Chip Kelly single-handedly set back our organization 4 years. So I'm glad to see where we're at right now. Actually, there's some players that are like I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. Our right guard who had the shoulder surgery. But anyways, he was a Chip Kelly draft pick. He's like one of the last few remaining pieces from the Chip Kelly. So
Oh wow.
yeah, fuck that guy. I guess with that, we should look into doing our pick'ems unless you got more.
Yeah, just a couple of quick notes. Usher has officially been named as the halftime show performer this year. Whoop-de-doo.
Nice.
I mean, he's bringing out Luda and Lil Jon to close with "Yeah," isn't he? Like that's the last song, right?
I don't know. It's in Vegas, and Usher had residency in Vegas, so he could pull out anyone, really.
Yeah, but I mean, I think I think they'll specifically do "Yeah" as the last song. I think that I'm already calling it right now. It's the finale, and Luda's, and he'll bring out Luda.
Did you see the conspiracy theory video that Lisa sent? Did she send it to you?
About what, dude? You say conspiracy theory, and I assume Taylor.
You know what it is.
I assume you're talking Taylor. But
did you hear about this? So I've already said that Taylor's here to ruin the Chiefs because she's an Eagles fan. Without getting into this long-winded story, because it was a pretty long story, but let's just say they're dating, right? Vince won't acknowledge it until the PR team does.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a ploy. It's definitely a PR relationship at most.
Renting out a whole entire restaurant, hanging out with mama. I feel like they're probably dating.
This is what celebrities do, dude.
So I mean, she basically went out with the Sophie Turner, Queen of the North, like 3 days before that. Is she dating her? I mean, no, they did the exact same thing, like hanging out with her family, and
not the same thing.
It is. It pretty much is. Yeah, we're gonna talk.
I'm pretty sure Sophie Turner and Taylor Swift are not banging ugly. So,
yeah, no, they're just friends. That's all I'm saying right now.
Sure. So they're the friends. Theory is that Taylor Swift is going to basically ghost Travis Kelce towards the Super Bowl. Say the Chiefs make it, right?
I did see this one. Yeah.
Travis Kelce's going to have a good game leading up to the halftime, right? He's going to be, popping off, going all over the place, having a great
Okay, I'm going to cut you off right now.
No. I'm going to finish it.
No. So So basically, that's impossible for this thing to actually come true because she's going to be in Japan at the time because that's where she is
Nope.
on the
So
tour.
the theory was that she's gonna have a break in between right before.
She has like 3 days. She's not going to fly
So
back.
she's gonna fly all
from
the way-
Japan.
Hold on,
back
let me-
to
let me finish
Vegas
my
and
theory,
then go back.
Vince.
No,
Let-
it's not
Vince,
happening.
Vince,
Your theory's bullshit. I'm knocking it down right now.
Vince,
We're
let
not
me
moving
let me
on.
finish my theory.
It's horseshit. It is
Vince?
the horsest of shit.
But
She's
Sam
not
wants to
doing
hear
it.
the story. Sam wants to hear the story. So Travis Kelce's having a great half, right? He's been ghosted by Taylor Swift. Come the halftime show, Taylor Swift appears and she releases a new song about Travis Kelce. Totally throws Travis Kelce off because he's depressed for the whole entire game. Ruins it all. Eagles win the championship in the Super Bowl. Let's go Eagles. Fly Eagles fly.
Go Birds, right?
I just love how passionately this debate became over Taylor Swift possibly dating
I've been in these
Kelce.
trenches for 2 decades almost. Okay, so so this is actually like I'm in it. I'm actually holding back a lot. Let's just say that I'm holding back a lot because this is a
I don't
sports
I don't
thing.
mind I don't mind
I
being
will
the
see
Dylan
the
Brooks.
I will say some of the memes have been fire and some are just fucking tired. Okay, give me something really creative or go fuck off and just don't contribute. You know,
Sam,
like
I don't
like
I
this
don't mind
crazy...
being Dylan Brooks here, man. I don't mind poking bears here.
This is fun, but I just it feels too weird. It's too staged. This is something that Taylor has done before, though. Is she's definitely like
put the
set
feelers
up,
about
like,
who she should date.
yeah, like she's like a long time ago, like she went out like and hung out very briefly with Tim Tebow. They, nothing happened. Like it was like one date or whatever. And that feels like that's what this could be, is like that. I will say that what Travis Kelce was wearing after the game was this like denim, light blue, but white and light blue denim jacket and jean combo. And they were walking out.
Hold on. What does that
denim
jacket mean?
is actually called the 1989 collection, and it's Taylor's album releasing in October. She's doing re-records. She's releasing 1989 Taylor's version. I think this is a setup. I think this is just them using each other for good PR. That's what I think this is. And if they happen to be having some fun and having dinner along the way, so be it. But this is primarily a PR relationship at most. So that's my take as the resident Swiftie here on the podcast.
Travis Kelce's pretty bold because
we'll keep our fans updated, guys.
Yeah, I will keep you guys surprised.
They're gonna want to stay.
We don't want to.
to.
We don't want to hang out around this topic too much because this is supposed to be a sports podcast.
But that's a bold move by Travis Kelce because Andy Reid doesn't really like a lot of PR coming to his team. He's been that way with the Eagles. He was that way with it was a Dallas thing. He was like as a assistant. So he's not really the one to have a lot of PR come to his team. He likes to fly under the radar on purpose. So it's a little ballsy.
You can say that all you want, but freaking Jackson Mahomes and Brittany have been like causing nightmares for him for the last 3 years.
Yeah, but Jackson's kind of toned it down a lot.
Oh, your prison will do that to a man.
Exactly.
So, okay, I think it's time to move on to pick 'em. I think let's button this up and move on.
Yeah, let me go ahead and pick my little share. Do I have a share screen option? Where is my share screen option? Timothy, come back here, Tim.
Let me share.
Tim, let me share.
You gotta poke him. You gotta poke him with the stick.
I know.
Mine shows share.
Well, how come mine doesn't show share? Oh, here it is. Here.
There it is, right there.
All right. I got it. I figured it out. This is week
podcasting.
2.
There we are.
You know.
We're only live.
Okay.
That's okay.
So, all right. So here we go. We have our standings. I am the greatest predictor of all.
You're up by 1 game. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. I went 9-5 last week. Looks like Sam went 8-6. Both Tyler and Daniel went 7-7. So yeah, I'm the fucking greatest. Look at me. All hail Vince.
We all shit the bed on the Vikings and the Jags. So
yeah, that happens. I mean, the Jaguars were supposed to win that game because they're supposed to be better.
And keep in mind, there's still 2 more games, so you may not be in first place after this, but you may be. So who knows?
Yeah, whatever.
You may be tied for first, but we'll see. Because we all picked the
Mhm.
Eagles. You're
Yeah,
the
so
one who
that's
picked the
that's a
Bengals.
wash. Yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
picked
so-
the Bengals. Everybody else picked the Rams.
You could be tied for first, but
Right now
we'll
it's
see.
3-3. Right now it's 3-3. I look like a genius right now. Okay.
Daniel, if you're watching, obviously you and I are tied 7-7. We're 500 ball.
All right.
That's good enough to get you into the playoffs on the East. All right, so let's get into this week's pick'ems, boys and girls. I am going to start off the Thursday night game. Lions at the Packers. Lions are favored at -1.5. What are we going with, guys? Sam, you're up.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Sam.
I'm gonna take the Packers in this one. They look pretty decent, and it's at home, so
Okay.
I'm gonna take the Packers.
All right,
I'm
Vince, what-
picking the Lions.
Ooh. All right. I'm gonna go. They're at Green Bay. I'm gonna go Jordan Love train. I'm joining the Love train. I'm gonna go Packers.
Love train.
And
I'll get
we'll
you-
get Daniel's picks later, I guess.
Yeah, I'll get your picks later. Let's see here. Next, we've got Falcons at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, this game is in London. I want to point that out, but Jacksonville is favored at -3. So it does say at Jacksonville, but technically they're both really an away game.
Right.
Jaguars.
Okay.
At some point, they're gonna figure it out, and they're gonna prove what we've been talking about all season.
The Falcons like to run, whether they're winning or losing. I think that is a detriment when you get around to it. I'm going to pick the Jaguars to win.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go Jags too.
Daniel goes Packers.
Oh, Packers. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
put you in here.
I'm putting it. I'm reading it in the chat as we go.
All right. Dan, you also can take a screenshot of this and just text us too. That works too. Just FYI. All right. I'm gonna go Jaguars. Let's see here. And,
Jaguars.
Oh geez. Oh geez.
Jaguars. The Jaguars.
What happened here?
You
Got
don't know
it.
how to spell.
What happened here?
You're good.
Yeah, I got it here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll wait to. You went Falcons?
No,
Oh, wait,
that was my dad going Falcons.
we got some trolls.
Put
in the
dad
chat
right
here.
there.
We got trolls in the chat here. Okay. We've got Rams at the Colts, and on my list here, where's Rams? Oh, Rams at Colts, and Colts are favored at -1.
Okay, so they figure home is like a 3-point advantage when they're baking these in. So if this was a neutral site game, it would be Rams -2.
The money line is 105 to -115. So
Right.
we might as well call it a picket.
Yeah,
I'm
it's,
gonna
it's
take the
really close to a
Rams.
pick 'em.
Rams.
Rams? Okay. Cool.
Yeah. If Anthony Richardson is playing, I'd be more likely to pick the Colts, but I'm not gonna do that. I'll pick the Rams.
I
Yep.
think he's out again. So
Yeah, I would imagine so.
I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go Minshew Madness, baby.
Yeah. Okay. Enjoy that.
Hey man, it got it done last week or this week. All righty. We've got next in the docket here Ravens at the Browns, and the Browns are favored at -2.
That's a close game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take the home team, the Browns.
Alrighty.
All
What do you
right.
got here?
Vince is gonna take the Ravens.
Okay. I am going to take the Ravens as well, but man, my heart is telling me that it's probably going to be the Browns, but I'll take the Ravens. Alrighty. Next here we have the Vikings at the Panthers here, and it looks like where we at here on this money line.
Vikings, man.
Yeah,
Panthers
don't even tell
stink.
me. Yeah.
The Panthers stink.
Yeah,
Well,
Vikings
Vikings
are -3, but
Yeah.
Vikings are haven't won a game.
They're 0-3 right now. They're due.
Yeah.
I think they get the job done as well. I'm on the Vikes.
I guess we're all going Vikings. Yes.
Yeah, I guess so. If you are.
Yep. Alrighty. Bengals at the Tigers. I want to see what he's gonna do tonight.
Titans.
This
Titans
is
are favored at -1.5.
No. You said Tigers. I'm trying to correct you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I want to see what Bengals at Titans. Sorry.
Yeah,
want
they
to,
are.
but the Titans are favored at -1.5.
Ah!
Yeah, it's
kinda
hard
wild.
it's hard to say. With Joe Burrow, you got a shot. Without Joe Burrow, no shot. So
Well, he's playing right now.
I know, but
Has Aaron Donald killed his calf already?
that's what I'm saying. What if he gets hurt tonight?
He's playing hurt already, so whatever.
I know. What if he gets hurt and he's not available next week?
I'm gonna pick the Bengals no matter what. Just because I don't know, man. Ryan Tannehill is just for what little he had, it's gone. You know, I
Yeah.
think I think he's done. He's washed. And Derrick Henry does not look good either, man.
Yeah.
Maybe like he's got to. I don't know. We got to get him up into some snow and like get him cold or something that'll rejuvenate him. I don't know, like fucking Superman or something.
Man, you
Fortress of
convinced me.
Solitude, him.
I'll take the Bengals.
Oops. Oh, you don't want to pre-spell that one for me? Okay, cool. Thanks. All right. I'm also gonna go Bengals. So let's go that route. Next is the Bucks and the Saints. Saints are -3. Now I do want to know that this came out today. So Derek Carr's injury was taken in contention, so they are still favored at -3. Kamara is back.
They have the trash goat as the quarterback.
They do, and
yeah,
Kamara
the
is
30
back.
and 30 and 30, and Kamara is back. That's interesting.
Saints at home. I'll take the Saints.
That's kind of where I'm leaning as well. Yeah, I'm gonna go Saints.
For the sake of my fantasy team and Kamara popping off, I will also say Saints. All right. Dolphins at the Bills.
I got a shootout coming.
Now,
Ooh, mama.
You know what the crazy thing is? This
Must
came out,
watch TV.
This came out today. Okay, these odds came out today. Bills are still favored at -2.5, even though the Dolphins threw a 70 burger.
Well, that's you know, the Broncos defense is not much to scream about, and the offense is obviously shite.
I
so
mean, Miami Dolphins is
the Bills defense
best
is a
show
lot
on-
better.
Yeah, that's the
70.
best show.
7.
Yeah, I mean 70 is amazing, and that was great. I had Raheem Mostert in one of my leagues, and that was lovely to have, and I enjoyed that thoroughly. I'm gonna pick the Bills.
Okay.
I'm
Because
taking the
that defense is a
Dolphins.
lot better.
You know what? Yeah. This offense is crazy. And they've been crazy.
Yeah.
So
They're at Buffalo though.
is it going to be a snowstorm?
No, but it might be raining.
Oh,
I'm gonna go Dolphins. Though. I'm gonna go Dolphins.
Okay, I'll be the
Yeah, I'm
lone
going
wolf on
Dolphins,
this
man.
one. That's fine.
Okay. Now for the dog shit game of the week.
Yeah.
Oh
Broncos,
my
the
God.
Caleb Bowl. The Caleb Bowl.
Go Bears.
Broncos at the Bears, and the Broncos are favored at -3.5.
After they just got a 70 burger dropped on them.
Bears. I'll take the
That's how bad the
Bears.
Bears are, man.
How do we go from the Dolphins and the Bills to the Broncos and the Bears? Like what a just a disparity of
Yeah.
amazing to dog shit.
Oh man, that is so bad. You
What-
got Sam, you got the Bears?
I got the Bears, man.
Yeah, you
Come
can't
on.
you emotionally can't pick the Broncos, right?
No.
You know what?
What did I say at the top of the show? No matter how bad you have it as a Raider fan, there's the Broncos.
Yeah. The Bears are so bad. They're so bad.
know.
Justin Fields, it does not look like he's made that step.
They're not allowing 70, Vince.
No, I know, but the Bears are incapable of scoring 70. I don't know if they're capable of scoring 7. That's part of the problem. I'm gonna go Broncos. I'm doing it.
Okay. I as well. I'm gonna go Broncos. I think there's gonna be a very strong message to at least turn around one game. If you're gonna pick one, it better be the goddamn Bears. All right. Commanders at the Eagles. Obviously, the Eagles are going to be favored. They're at -7, which is our biggest one we've had so far.
Eagles.
Yeah, I feel like we're all gonna feel the same way unless you're gonna be
I
Listen,
really
you a
got to think
troll?
about this, guys.
all right.
Ooh.
And Daniel, just for the sake of it, I'm just gonna put you as Eagles too.
You know
All
what,
right.
dude? I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
Drama.
Steelers at the Texans, and the Steelers are favored at -3.5. I think they're just doing that because of what they saw last night.
You know
Mm,
what?
Because I think
Oh,
the Texans are.
Do it.
I think.
Are we all picking the upset right here?
I'm thinking
Are
the
we-
Texans are gonna do it.
I kind of thinking so too. I just I mean like, Kenny Pickett is not the dude, but it sure looks like CJ Stroud might be. So I mean I don't know.
I'm taking the Rook.
I'm
Yeah,
kind of
I think so
on the
too.
Texans. I think we're all going upset here. All right, I like it. Go
I feel-
D'Amico, let's go.
Yeah, I hope D'Amico's defense can stop the formidable run offense of the Pittsburgh Steelers that doesn't exist, but it should. How do you have one of the top running backs and you can't even have him have plus what? I think he's finished with 34 yards rushing. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right, next game: Raiders at the Chargers, and the LA Chargers are favored at -4.5. Sam, you picked the Raiders last week. I went with you. It definitely bit us in the ass.
I'm going Chargers. I just don't have any faith in this coaching staff. So
Okay.
Yeah, in the immortal words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, Chargers.
All right, you guys are gonna love this. If Aiden O'Connell's gonna play, which sounds like he's going to, I'm going Raiders again.
damn.
Okay.
I think something unlocks. Kid's got nothing to lose. There's no pressure on him. He's a fan favorite.
But what if it's Hoyer?
It could be. It could very well be Hoyer. But I'm gonna ride and die that I think AOC is gonna come to save the day.
All right.
That's what I'm gonna roll with here. All right. Next up is Cardinals. This can't be right.
49ers.
This can't be right.
What does it say?
It says Cardinals at the 4. Hold on, I'm gonna relook this up. Cardinals at 49ers, but it's saying the Cardinals are favored at -14. I
That
think that's a
can't poss-
misprint. It
That's
has
a
to be the
misprint.
40.
It's got to be the 49ers.
It has to be
plus 14.
49ers at -14. That's what I'm
Yeah.
going with. I'm going with my
Yeah,
gut on that
yeah,
one.
yeah. That sounds a lot more realistic. We're not picking against the spread, so that part doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
it's the Niners, man. Come on.
I'm assuming, Sam, you're going
The
to go
Niners
49ers.
ain't no Cowboys. They're not no fraud boys, man.
Yeah, you're also picking the 49ers. All right. Next on the list here is Pats and the Cowgirls. Cowgirls are favored at -7.
Yeah, I got the Cowboys. Their talent should win,
Yeah.
right? Even if they got McCarthy and Dak, they should win.
Yeah.
And the injury, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, the part of what happened was they did lose a lot of players, like
Yeah.
to injury. Like I think they lost 4 of them. One of them is done for the year. That's Trayvon Diggs. So
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Chiefs.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yes, come on. Yeah, Chiefs for this next one.
Yeah. Well, I also think that with the Cowboys is that losing to Arizona sucks because your next game against the Patriots, and I feel like that Patriots defense is
Mhm.
not that it's not that easy to score a lot of points on them. So it's gonna be a
Right.
tough match. But I still think the Cowboys win that out. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume that he's gonna pick the Chiefs as well. All right. Our last game, the Monday nighter here. We've got the Seahawks at the New York Giants. Seahawks are favored at -1.5.
Seahawks are good. I'm taking the Seahawks. The Sea Chickens.
I like the Seahawks. They're flying under the radar, which is
The
great.
Seahawks. Yeah.
I think in that division, the 49ers are taking a lot of the news media outlets, which is exactly what Pete Carroll would like.
Yeah, he can fly under the radar a little bit, so to speak.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, the Giants showed me that they were frauds last year. And
I don't think what's his name? Jones is really the answer over there.
Daniel
Yeah.
Jones, I knew that was not a good pick when that was made. And yeah. And
All right,
it
boy.
was really not a good idea to pay his ass. But
Yeah. All right, boys. These are your picks. Any last minute changes?
No change.
no, let it ride.
And locked in. So we are going to Stop the share.
There we go. All right, so that concludes your NFL segment. Let's hit baseball real quick. The A's went 0-3 at home against Seattle, and then they went 2-2 against Detroit at home. That's the end of the home portion of the schedule. They have 3 games at Minnesota and 3 games at the LA Angels. They are 48 wins, 108 losses. One more loss, and that's the Oakland franchise record for losses in a season. Not good. They are also 6 games back to Kansas City, and they are in dead last in the American League. They are coasting to that number 1 overall pick, which of course John Fisher doesn't want because then he has to pay that kind of money.
Of course.
Fucking fucker. Fuck that guy. As for the Giants, they dropped both games at Arizona. Then they dropped 3 out of 4 at the Dodgers. This week, San Diego comes to town and the Dodgers to wrap up the year. They are 2 games under 500, 77 and 79. They are tied for 3rd in the NL West with the Padres. The Padres, they're gonna finish. Giants will finish behind the Padres at this point. Who knows?
Yeah, the Padres are like one of the hottest teams, and
Yeah.
they picked the absolute worst time to get hot.
Yeah.
Let's
have
do
done
it when
that a
we're
month-
eliminated.
Couldn't do that 2 months ago, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah, the Giants are 5 games back in the wild card with only 6 to play. They're not mathematically eliminated, but come on, they're done.
Yeah.
They're done. I think the
They're
magic number. I think the tragic number is 2. So
You think
Yeah.
they bring back their manager, and you think
they shouldn't.
Yeah,
I think Farhan. I think they probably will, but they shouldn't.
yeah.
This whole thing has just not worked, and I mean they want to try to whatever they were trying to do. It's just like they can't get anybody to sign here. They can't get they can't make the trades, and the pieces they brought in outside of that one season when in 2021, I think it was when they went 107 wins, whatever
Yeah.
it was. Yeah, it's not working. It's not not going to happen. And this is a 500 ball club, at best. And that's what we said at the beginning of the year. So I look like an oracle again because I am the greatest predictor in the history of predicting.
I predicted it.
I predicted it. I am the goddamn oracle. Okay. All right, so baseball's almost done, thankfully.
We
The
should be
A's-
like in playoffs. Like it
Yeah.
needs to, like it's so
Yeah,
long.
can we get to playoffs? This sucks.
the
We got one
World
last
Series
week
in
of regular
November.
season. So Miguel Cabrera is retiring at the end of this year. The A's, like anytime some legendary player comes through, teams will usually give him a gift of some kind. I
Oh,
remember
geez.
when Yankees closer
Mariano Rivera.
Mariano
Mariano
Rivera.
Rivera, he got that chair made out of the bats that he shattered with his cutter. But the A's were not that clever for Miguel Cabrera. They got him an $80 bottle of wine. And Cabrera is a recovering alcoholic because, of course, you're going to give him the one gift you can't give a recovering alcoholic. Oh, my God. This team pisses me off so much, and it's just not fun. It's not fun. Even yelling about it is just not fun anymore. It's
So I did see something that
rage-inducing.
the Astros did the same thing. They gave Miguel Cabrera a bottle of wine too. The only difference between what the Astros did and what the A's did is that the Astros wine was like from Dusty Baker's personal winery that he was gifting to the Cabrera family,
Oh, yeah.
which is different. It's
It's a
completely
little different. It's still not great to give a bottle of wine to
No.
an alcoholic, but if it's,
was
if
to the
it's something a little
family.
more personal, instead of I've drank $80 bottles of wine before, it's been a while since I've done that, but yeah, I've done that before, and it's fine or whatever. I've gone Napa wine tasting and whatever. Come on, this is so fucking basic. They couldn't get a little bit more clever, even like give them a fucking couple G's, the couple $1,000 gift card to like a bed and breakfast in Napa for like a weekend trip or something. Like, you seriously, you pulled out one Benjamin Franklin and said, "Here you go, bud." That's what you
Yeah,
did.
you get $100.
Yeah, this is you didn't even do that. Like you
One
just
of the greatest.
yeah, one of the greatest to ever do it. The only guy that's done hit the the triple crown in fucking living memory, basically for most people. So yeah, this is
Who was the last person?
pathetic.
Yaz?
Yeah. Before that, I think it was Yaz. Yeah,
The-
most people,
yeah.
most baseball fans weren't around when Yaz did that. So
No.
Real quick, I know we just jumped off of NFL, but I got Daniel's picks in. I'm just gonna highlight some that were different from the rest of us. He picked the
Okay.
Falcons instead of the Jaguars. He went ahead and picked the Broncos over the Bears, which was a little different from what Sam picked. And then he went with the Raiders. He's staying true.
okay.
And he picked the Steelers over the Texans.
My dad just said could have given him a gift card to the Gap.
Oh, that's true. Or the Banana Republic.
Yeah, he could have double dipped, a little bit. I think that would have been way too on the nose. And I mean, people might have started to burn the Coliseum down at that exact moment if he did that.
Yep. Well, Jalen Hurts just scored a touchdown. He rushed in for 1 yard. So I'd say the Eagles pick is pretty much a lock for all of us at this point.
Yeah, and yeah, that feels pretty safe. But we got 6-3 ball game, LA Rams at the Bengals, and that's 5 minutes away from halftime. So real barn burner there.
So Dodgers versus the Reds, 6-3.
Okay, that's
But
right.
yeah, getting us back into baseball here. So yeah, the A's are just abysmal at this point. I can't believe I get it, man. They gave him a Camus wine. Just nice wine. I went to that winery right before I went to my honeymoon. But come on, man. You could have given Miguel Cabrera anything else. Now, if you gave him a bottle of wine and said, "Thanks for ruining our postseasons 3 years in a row," then I'd be like, that's the best gift ever. I mean, it's still not great, but I get the intention that it was like a fuck you out the door. Goodbye. I hope you never see this team ever again. But that wasn't the case.
It's just sad, dude. It's just
Yeah,
pathetic.
and Mark Kotze's up there, the one holding the bag, so to speak. He's the one is the picture of he's the one getting his picture taken doing this,
Right.
not the owner, because I mean he's a fucking ghost. He's not going to show up to any of this stuff. Neither is Dave Kaval, who was, of course, once upon a time the most accessible team president in all of baseball. But basically, since
and it's no
last 2
one
years,
from the
he's
PR
gone.
department. They just send Mark Kotze out there. It's been no one from the PR department the entire year as they burn this thing to the ground. They own half the current site. So you bought it to say it was a backup site, and you're not having that discussion to buy out the other half to stay. So you haven't really exhausted all options. You own land in Oakland. So the whole thing's a farce. The ownership group's a clown show. And the more he speaks, like John Fisher's been on this interview tour, it just aids us. It just goes to show how big of an idiot this guy is.
Yeah, absolutely. Truly.
You don't have to be smart to be a billionaire.
Right.
You
He's
know?
an idiot.
Yep. I agree. All right, well, guys, I know you guys have the rest of the show to do. There's not much. I am dealing with a splitting migraine over my eyeball. It is officially the part where I bow out and wish you guys the absolute best for this show.
Alrighty.
But yeah, fuck John Fisher.
Fuck John Fisher. That's a beautiful place to leave it on. Get better, bud.
All right, I'll catch you guys next week. Later,
All right,
guys.
sounds good. Me and Sam, meanwhile, will continue to hold down the fort as we move on. We just
4
got
more hours of
4
SVT.
more hours. Let it ride. No. Just a couple of notes for the Warriors. Dwight Howard did work out for the Warriors, but they ended up not signing him. You were kind of afraid of that being a thing, Sam, at one point, but looks like it's not going to happen, at least not before training camp.
Yeah, I get why you want to bring him in, but I don't know, man. I think you could probably find someone else, someone younger, someone who's going to improve over the course of a year.
Right. Somebody maybe like Rodney McGruder.
Right.
Speaking of which, the Warriors signed Rodney McGruder to a training camp spot. He's going to compete for a roster spot. And in 2021, Clay said in a sideline interview that he's just some bum that won't be in the league in a couple of years after a little verbal disagreement with the players after the game. They kind of got into it a little bit. You know, that's fun. And I'm sure that Clay
he's
and
a
him
bum,
are gonna,
but he's
yeah.
our bum now.
That's right. Nobody calls him a bum but me. You know, so that's fun. That's gonna be fine.
And he's gonna be playing in Golden State, the capital of the sorry. Mean joke, I'm sorry.
Okay, so I mean the Warriors are about to start kicking off I almost called it spring training. It's training camp. All those preseason games are about to get going. The Sharks actually had a preseason game. They won 5-2 over the Vegas Golden Knights. Logan Couture is injured. He hurt himself getting ready for the season. And they don't disclose what the injuries are. I haven't even heard if it was upper body or lower body. He's injured. That's all we really know. We're not sure if he's going to make it for opening night or not. It's kind of uncertain. The status is up in the air at the time. But you know, there a lot of publications are picking the Sharks to finish last. You were already a really bad team. You were, bottom 4 team, and then you send away the only good defenseman you had who won a Norris for you. So I mean, it's just this is going to be a really it looks like it could be a rough season unless a lot of things go right.
So who's the top prospect we should be
I mean, we're gonna see a lot of playing. We're gonna see a lot of playing.
Who's the draft?
William
picks?
Eklund and
who's the top draft pick?
Yeah, Ko is another one that he might get some time. William Eklund's definitely gonna get time. Thomas Bordeleau is gonna get a lot of time with the team as well this year. If Logan Couture can't start the season healthy, that's gonna open up another spot for one of these young guys to make a difference and at least make the opening night roster.
Right.
So I'm cautiously optimistic. I just want to see improvement, really. And actually, that's exactly what the GM Mike Greer said. Was he just wants to see players getting better. He's not aiming for a certain win total on the year. He's not like, you have to hit 25 wins or whatever, or 30 wins.
Yeah.
He's more about, are you getting better every week, every day, every week, and just keep pushing and keep improving. And if they end up only having 20 wins, but they win 5 of their last 8 games, or whatever, like if they're a dog shit team, but end up playing well toward the end of the year, that's going to feel a lot better than just sprinkled in, one win here, like winning 1 every 4 games.
Right.
Like on the regular, like no steps back. That's all we're really looking for out of the Sharks team. And if things break right, they could sneak into the playoffs. I mean, that's one of the beautiful things about hockey is it is much more a team sport than literally any other sport. I think like you can get away, like if everybody's pulling the same way on like the rope, you can get things done. Surprisingly, you can come out of nowhere.
Absolutely.
Tyler just reported in Eagles got a safety. So they are currently up 22-3 and we are back in over here. Okay.
Tyler's
so
like, my eyeball hurts, but I saw that one.
Yeah. So the Earthquakes, they lost against the Portland Timbers 2-1 on Wednesday. And then on Saturday, they got the draw 1-1 against Nashville. They're currently 10 wins, 11 draws, and 10 losses. That is 8th in the Western Conference. Remember, the top 9 make the playoffs, and that first round is basically the 8 versus 9 team playing each other for the last spot. So you're currently in that game. You want to be top 7 because that actually guarantees real playoffs for you. But right now they're tied for 7th, but because of goal differential, they're really in 8th. So they play Minnesota United, who is one of the teams trying to catch the Quakes. That'll be on Saturday. So if you've got Apple TV Plus, take a look at it. Maybe hopefully they can get the win. It'd be nice. I don't know if this it looks like this Wrexham stuff is updated. Tyler got that in there. They did take the L 5-0 to Stockport. They're in 7th place, it looks like. Their next game is on Saturday against Crewe Alexandra. So it's early in the season as well for Wrexham, though. So and there's 24 teams in EFL too. So if I think it's top 4 move on to the higher league. So and there's like a playoff for that. So there's still plenty of time, and we're still early in the EFL season. So
is there a chance that if they don't perform well, they get sent back down?
Oh yeah, if you finish in the bottom 2, you'll get sent right back down to where they came from. So
okay.
So
where
being
are they
in
at
7th
right now?
They're in 7th. So out of like 24 teams. So they're in good shape right now.
Okay.
And yeah. So they just got to keep playing well, keep scoring goals, and they'll be fine. A 5-0 loss is not good, but sometimes that happens in soccer.
Right.
Sometimes things go massively against you. So let's see, anything else we need to talk about? Colorado got it handed to him. Dion took his first L as the Colorado head coach. It's not in the notes, but did you see the game?
Yeah, I saw the end of it. I saw the second half essentially.
Okay. You got some thoughts on it? I didn't.
I just thought Oregon was a better team at home. Colorado lost one of their key players. It was their first. I think it was their first opponent that was just as good or better, clearly better than them.
Yeah. It was the first really good team that they played. Yeah.
Yeah, and they got a really good team next week, so they can win next week and get right back in the hunt. I think I said at the beginning of the year, depending on what loss they have, they might be able to sneak into a big bowl game, get into the playoff.
Yeah, totally.
So if they get into the playoff, it's survive,
survive in advance.
See what happens. But it was a lot. I wish it was a closer game. It was kind of a one-sided blowout. But we'll see. See what happens next week. Their prime time is definitely a prime time watch college football. So
absolutely. Okay, so that's all that we have on our show doc. So you got anything else you want to say to the beautiful people out there, Sam?
No, just that the Oakland A's stuff. If somehow you're watching this and you're upset just like we are with this John Fisher stuff, is stay active and keep commenting and keep liking videos and sharing videos and tweets and keep this thing going the best way you can. Because baseball doesn't deserve it, the city doesn't deserve it, the fan community doesn't deserve it. We've been saying it all year long that it's not just John Fisher, it's to the John Fishers. There's other owners that are just as bad as John Fisher, and no community, no town should have to deal with ownership like this. So let's just hope.
The Jacksonville Jaguars got their first shot across the bow. They're demanding $1 billion from the city of Jacksonville. Otherwise, they might relocate.
Right. So it's just frustrating, man, that what we're going through. So just try to stay active where you can.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And as always, fuck John Fisher. I think it's very important that we maintain that message. Hashtag FJF,
And don't buy anything Gap, Old Navy, Banana Republic. I haven't bought anything in years. Don't buy from them.
Yeah.
If the A's go somewhere, if they leave to Vegas or whatever, I don't care if they stay in Oakland and John Fisher remains the owner. Never buy anything from those shops ever again.
That's right. It's shitty shops anyway.
Right. Never buy from them.
Yeah. Fuck that. That's where the real boycott is. And that's why that's at least part of the reason I think why he doesn't have any more money. That's part of the reason why he gave up on Howard Terminal when it was right at the finish line. We were in the 9th inning, man. We were it was the 2-minute warning. We had it there. And and it ended up not happening because he didn't want it to happen, because he no longer had the cash, because his dog shit clothing companies were tanking.
Exactly.
So, on that note, you're listening to the SVT podcast. Subscribe on YouTube and hit that bell to get alerts when we go live. Follow us on Instagram at SVT Sports Pod. Slide into our DMs. We would love to interact with you, beautiful people. Speak properly, Vince. Good night.
Good night, everybody.